2020年の日本語へようこそ. Welcome to Central Academy Japanese 2020. I am Rachel Lenz. Most of my students call me Reicheru Sensei, but you can also just call me Sensei or Lenz Sensei if that makes you more comfortable. I'm just going to briefly go over each of the 4 years of Japanese. Feel free to skip ahead to your year of Japanese if you don't want to sit through the 1 to 3 years that you've already lived. So first up is Japanese 1, World Language 161. We're meeting Term 1 this year. Some of the things that we're going to cover over the course of the year are all 46 hiragana, all 46 katakana, and you're going to learn 74 kanji. Our class is going to cover basic themes like school, student life, hobbies, activities, daily life. We get into food and cooking in the second semester, some shopping. We mix in Japanese culture with real-world applications and try to give you the language that you're going to need the most first before we get into more obscure language usage. Next up is World Language 262, Japanese 2. We'll be meeting second term, so I won't see you guys until November. We're going to cover 140 kanji this year. I'm sorry, but you don't have to learn hiragana and katakana this time, so I think you can handle it, particularly since I won't be making you write them this year. The themes we're going to cover, these are a few of them, not all of them. I'm doing a little bit of curriculum rebuilding, but we're going to cover some Japanese seasonal events, Japanese astrology, that one's a fun unit, health, speculation and probability, which includes weather, which, as you know by now, is a very important part of conversation in Japanese. And interpersonal relationships is in the second semester, and that's probably the most fun unit in second year Japanese. Third year Japanese, World Language 309, is also meeting Term 2, so I won't see you guys until November. This year, you're going to cover another approximately 140 kanji. I'm not going to quiz you on the last kanji lesson that we didn't get to last spring due to pandemic shutdown, but you will be able, I'm still going to give you that kanji so you should still be learning it. Some themes we're going to cover this year: geography and travel, current events and rumors, gifts and favors, J-dramas. There's a bunch more. Third year is really fun, and I hope that you're looking forward to it. 4年生のみんな, AP Japanese 4. That's right, we have AP designation this year. After some pretty grueling 4-day training. So we are officially AP now, but you do not have to take the AP exam if you don't want to. If you do want to, however, you will be more than adequately prepared for it after this year. So we are following an AP curriculum. We're going to cover another approximately 140 kanji. I have taught you guys, you'll know about 500 by the end of the year, which is a little less than 100 more than what the AP requires, so you will be thoroughly well prepared for that. We're going to cover some really interesting themes: family in different societies, language, culture, and identity, beauty and aesthetics and their influence on culture, science and technology, quality of life, environmental, social, and political challenges. There's some pretty heavy stuff coming this year. We're going to essentially explore Japanese culture in Japanese. So the focus is entirely on culture and developing your language skills by exploring and discussing Japanese culture, as opposed to focusing on things like vocabulary and grammar. So, all 4 years of Japanese will be have new sets of grading scales this year that are based on the ACTFL, the American Council for the Teaching of Foreign Languages, proficiency standards. We will be using all authentic materials for listening and reading comprehension. Don't worry, that does not mean that I expect you to understand absolutely everything that is going on. That is definitely not the case. And all of our assessments are proficiency based as opposed to performance based, which in the past they've been performance based assessments. So we'll go over a bit of what that means in class as it comes up. I don't want to overwhelm you, and honestly, there's not massive changes. It just means that you have fewer big, scary official tests and more organic assessments. Starting this year, all 4 levels of Japanese are DMAC concurrent enrollment in the second semester. Previously, Japanese 1 through 3 received DMAC credit, and the only way to get college credit for Japanese 4 was to take the AP exam. However, they've restructured things, and now it's consistent throughout the 4 levels of Japanese. So, first semester will be high school credit only. Second semester, you will earn DMAC credit as well as high school credit. And again, we'll get into that more in the second semester when DMAC comes to talk to you about enrollment. And last but not least, I've been getting a lot of questions. I always get a lot of questions about the Japan trip and the KOMA exchange program. Normally, we travel to Japan every other year. We've been running even years. However, the 2020 spring break trip to Japan was unfortunately postponed due to, global pandemic. So that trip has now been rescheduled twice. It is currently scheduled for spring break 2021. However, that is extremely tentative. Everything is very much up in the air right now. I know a lot of you are anxious about it. I'm on top of things, but we need to get this first week of school up and running and make sure that everybody is getting to class okay before we can really deal with Japan trip issues. The KOMA exchange program, where our sister school in Japan usually sends us a group of students in the spring, around usually the week before, the week after spring break, and we host them. They come to school with our students for about a week. That is also entirely up in the air this year due to the pandemic situation. I have not yet heard from KOMA about what's going on, and given how fluid the situation is, I don't really expect to have any answers for you guys for, I'd say at least until October. I will keep you all posted. Announcements will be sent out on Canvas whenever there's something going on, and of course I'll let you guys know what's happening in class. Parents, if you're watching this and you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me through my DMPS email account. Students, you can also send me questions, but you already knew that. それで、皆さん、今年楽しんでね。本当に、私も、楽しみって言えるかどうかわかんないけど、だって今年はとても大変だけど、みんなの顔を見るの本当に楽しみ。それじゃあ、また来週ね。